Yo, what's going on, guys? It's time for the Season 3 Bruiser build. In this guide, we will be going over the Season 3 physical Bruiser build from top to bottom, giving you all the information you need to grind to be competitive in the New World PvP scene. This build excels in War, but is viable in all PvP content with minor tweaks here and there. Okay, attributes. Our attribute spread is 250 strength and 350 con. Why 250 strength? It gives us decent damage as well as great stamina recovery while swinging. 350 con is pretty self explanatory. We have more HP as well as grit defense. Our Great Axe skill tree hasn't changed from last season. This still gives us everything we need. As far as Warhammer goes, there are some problems. The Wrecking Ball recovery animation is tough. You can still run the old build, however, but Wrecking Ball does not feel nearly as good as it did before. I still run it simply because I use Wrecking Ball to peel. I think peeling for our healers is going to be very, very important in Season 3 with all the damage that is out there. Keeping your healers alive will keep you alive. You can also take Armor Breaker instead of Wrecking Ball from the Juggernaut tree, which allows us to pick up clutch perks from that tree as well, and keep the Crowd Crusher perks as well as the Crowd Crusher Capstone perk for the slow. Now, moving on to gear. We'll start with the weapons. For Great Axe, we're still wanting the big three: Thwarting Strikes, Refreshing Move, Enfeebling Maelstrom. There is some discussion about Thwarting Counter, whether or not it's better. Thwarting Counter is better if you're targeting a grit player 24/7. You shouldn't be. Thwarting Strikes is going to hit everybody. It's going to hit the BBIGs, the VGIGs, the bruisers on point, the magical bruisers on point, the healers. It's going to hit everybody equally. And that's kind of why we want that. It's more consistent damage, whereas Thwarting Counter is a little spotty. Hammer isn't too far off either. So starting off, Sundering Shockwave is still going to be our go-to. I did toy around with Sundering Clear Out for a little bit, and it just didn't feel great knocking people away from my allies and the clumps that I was creating. So again, starting off with Shockwave like normal. For the damage con, you have two choices. You have Thwarting Strikes or Trenchant Strikes, both of which are good. I think if you are going the Wrecking Ball Path of Destiny Shockwave build, Trenchant Strikes has a really good argument. And if you are going Armor Breaker, Thwarting Strikes has a little more power in that one. So, third perk, you've got three different choices: Attunement, Refreshing Move, Plague Strikes. If I'm going Thwarting Strikes, I'm most likely going Attunement or Refreshing Move. If I'm going Trenchant Strikes, I'm going Plague Strikes, because I am going to be doing a lot more half heavies with that build, obviously, to maximize the Trenchant Strike damage. Moving on to armor. For our artifact, we're using the Tumbler shoes. The amount of value these shoes have is insane. So in one piece of gear, you're gaining 5 Shirking Fort, a full stacked Shirking and Power, which is an amulet perk, and a plussed up Shirking Heals. That's all on one slot. Not to mention the other 3 perks that are on this piece of gear. Very, very strong. So, Tumbler shoes all the way right now, 100%. Outside of that, we're going 4 health, 4 grit ward, and 4 freedom, as well as a Gravwell perk. For accessories, we want Ankh as our amulet. This thing is broken currently. It lets our Great Axe self-healing go off, as well as boost Shirking Heals, regenerating, and all heals from our healers. Our pots will be weaker, but this does promote smarter gameplay. Fight in a sacred and get active. It's that easy, I'm telling you. For the ring, I'm using Slash, Hardy, and Leeching. Leeching is replaceable with either Invigorated Punishment or Enfeebling. Also, Purifying Heart is a good option. For Earring, I'm rocking Regenerating, Refreshing Toast, and Fortifying Toast. Refreshing Toast does lose value with Ankh due to our health potions being nerfed, but it is still very, very strong for our defensive cooldowns, such as Ward Potions and Cleansing Potions, or Gemstone Dust, Oak Flesh, whatever you're using as a defensive. The Heart Rune depends on group composition and playstyle. Detonate still has some play. Bile and Vines also feel fine. Stone Form also feels good. So depending on your playstyle, depending on what your group needs, your 5-man needs, that'll dictate what heart rune you go with. So this was the build that I've been playing, and it has felt great, honestly. I feel very, very powerful. I feel very hard to kill. I feel like I can make an impact in a fight. Keep in mind, everybody does have a lot more health on and around the point. So when you do dive into a clump, people don't pop like they used to. Now, there are some other builds brewing. Myself and others have been kind of messing around with a 5 Shirking Heels build with Ankh. It's been very popular and it's very strong, but I do suspect a nerf to either Shirking Heels or Ankh within the next few weeks. So that's why I didn't make that the focus of this video. I really don't think that build's going to be viable much longer. And it does have some pretty hard counterplay if you don't go high invigorated. Anti-heal really, crushes that build. I am working on an Abyss build guide that does have some playstyle tips. I think the Abyss is a very high skill weapon because of its opal-like effect with the mana bar. So I will have some tips in there, some different builds that'll really help you get off the ground, keep your mana under 100% in game, So going forward though, guys, let me know in the comments, what else do you want to see? What other builds, what other type of videos do you want? I'm thinking about throwing in some VOD reviews and stuff like that on my own videos just to kind of see what you guys are feeling. So yeah, let me know what you guys are thinking, man. Again, any questions, put them down in the comment. Thanks all. Like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.